Brandon Guyton, and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Oakland Raiders. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. To throw is Rodgers. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Here's Rodgers to throw. An incomplete, crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. Here's the offensive unit coming out onto the field in just a moment. Randall Cobb, very good at wideout.
Went to college to be a quarterback. Discovered his talents couldn't be limited to one position. He's a 1,000-yard receiver every year for his quarterback.
Now Rodgers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Reggie Nelson is a safety who prides himself on being a ball hawk, but at times will guess and sometimes give up the big play.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Caught on the right side by Adams. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. On 4th down, the Packers hand things over to Jake Shum to punt it. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Exactly. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's Romo's Cowboys going up against Carr's Raiders. With that, we'll get you out to Oakland, as we'll hand it over to our colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Oakland Raiders. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Elliott. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Here's the offense, and I don't know what more you can say at this point in his career about Jason Witten.
You just give him full respect. This is a guy who knows how to do everything on the football field. Not just catch the ball, but huge in the run game with his blocking at the line of scrimmage.
Dez Bryant, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Sean Smith is absolutely the prototype of what they call the long corner. Tall, plenty of length in his arms, and the ability to bat away passes.
Throwing on third down, Romo, and he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. So the Cowboys will punt it on fourth down. As on is the veteran Chris Jones to kick it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. As we get a glance at these starters, Michael Crabtree is the man we highlight at wide receiver.
Phenomenal hands, so strong. When the ball gets to him, it just dives right there, and then he's able to do things with it after he catches it.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a third down and 6 to go. And a look at the defense for the Cowboys.
Randy Gregory entered the league with people excited about his pass rushing skills. They continue to stay excited about his potential.
Throwing his car on third down, and he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. And it's third down. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
All right, here we go. Hey, we're going.
Now, Carr again. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now to kick it for Oakland. Lucky Whitehead back deep for Dallas. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Let's go now. Go.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
Partner, I know you call the play-by-play, but you know your ball. If I throw these numbers at you, all right, 6 yards shy of 2,000 of total yards from scrimmage for a rookie running back. What do you think?
Sounds like me in high school.
Sounds like you doing it.
It's really fascinating at what he was able to do. The thing for me, though, he did that as a rookie. Where do you go from here? I mean, can you keep going up from those numbers your sophomore campaign? He's got a man complete. That one goes for 36 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Elliott. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. 3rd down now following the run.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Gun on 3rd down. Romo trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Carr now on 1st down. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And for that man, Crabtree just finished his 8th NFL season. Of course, the first 6 in San Fran, last 2 with the Raiders. Barely topped the 1,000-yard mark, but he did 1,003 this season.
It's been interesting to watch the career arc of Michael Crabtree, because you remember when he came out of college, came out of Texas Tech, he was seen as a pure #1 receiver. Many thought he was going to be a future All-Pro. But he settled in as the #2 guy in Oakland, and I think that's been great for him. Taking the pressure off of Amari Cooper and making plays himself.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. That was 2nd down run for Murray. Fighting through. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Murray had the 1,000-yard season in 2015, followed that up with 788 last year. Now, also in the mix in Oakland, you had Washington, you had Richard. How do you see this backfield playing out going forward?
I think you'll see a similar combination going forward. I think that's one of the reasons that he dropped from a 1,000-yard runner to 788, because they had other options. You're able to bring in Washington, Richard. They can use different plays for those guys, a lot of versatility, and really upgrade their offense with an infusion of speed. But Latavius Murray, I think he'll still continue to be the lead guy out of that trio.
And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. From the 2-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Now, that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
And Carr's going to keep it himself. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brad, we've been around these coaches enough to know that there should never be a loss of yardage on a quarterback sneak.
Ever.
So that's on everyone, right? Offensive line, quarterback himself.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Latavius Murray taking it in from a yard out. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Help me out, partner. Was that incomplete?
That was on a deep ball to Dez.
And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that.
Check. Go now. Gun.
2nd and 10. Romo once more. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a carry for a 7-year Raider. It's Darren McFadden. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Give them a lot of credit. They ended up running the ball on a key 3rd down situation. They were staring 3 and out in the face and found a way to flip the script and keep the ball moving on offense.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 13 yards there on the pickup, and that leads to a Dallas 1st down. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. But other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Romo, a delayed give to Elliott. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
I'm not sure they could have had a better call there for the defense. Blitz was called, and they're setting up for a draw. When you're blitzing, you're likely to beat them to the punch because they're going to take a little extra time to set up. Talking about the offense.
Looking for his tight end, Witten, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now Carr. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. L.A. a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less culture shock.
Less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played 1 season as such.
The final shot here before half for Carr. And that's complete to Walford. And he's eventually brought... So this guy's just sitting there, right? He's got like 30 hot dogs in front of him. And what's that? Apparently we're back. Okay, so Larry's halftime show got cut off. Sorry, we were doing story time here in the booth. We are ready, though, for the third quarter. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that.
Well, they held them to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at them. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Murray, the lone setback. Now Carr. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Latavius Murray, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And now it's 3rd down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. From the 50, it's Romo. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Throwing on third down. Romo. He completes it to Bryant. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. And until that point, the defense had completely taken Des Bryant out of this game.
And that's so hard for him to fathom. I cannot believe the first time Tony Romo found him open and completed it was here in the second half. Because Des thinks he's open every single time and just doesn't believe that if you just throw the ball, I'll go get it. I don't care if I'm triple coverage. He wants Tony to have that kind of confidence in him.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Really good, solid run right there, and they did it from a 4-wide receiver set. And if you're an offensive coordinator, they used to tell people, hey, we're going to throw the football. Now they use 4 receivers on the field to spread things out, give them more running lanes and more options. And also, it usually takes the bigger defenders off the field, makes the defense lighter and easier to run against.
Check,
Shift together here from the D-line. On second down, Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11. And quickly, they get to the line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They come out here in the eye. It's a keeper with Prescott. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Hey, give him credit. That's a good, solid game there in the sneak because it all comes together.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott taking it in. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. And he'll bang that one through. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Carr. This one caught left side by Cooper. It's a pickup of 19. And it'll give the Raiders a first down. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Murray the lone setback. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 and enemy territory.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
We ready?
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They go play action here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Carr intercepted by Brandon Carr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now here come the Cowboys. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce.
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play. Romo to Bryant. 55 yards.
So let's go ahead and add to the difficulties of guys trying to cover receivers. They got to deal with speed, shiftiness, all that stuff. But how about when they have height and length and deep downfield? You throw the ball up in the air. That's how they uncover at the end of a route, by being able to go up over the top.
Here's Romo now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. From the gun on third down, Romo. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our fourth quarter tie. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field, and the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. So the D-line's going to spread out. Time running out here on the play clock. They go back to the air here after the INT. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And now a first down following that long gain. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. They give him a gain of 38. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal.
And the pressure gets to Romo as he goes down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On second down, here's Romo. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time. And it's third down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Man open left side, it's Williams. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Complete to Jason Witten. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag. So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. On first down, Romo. He's got time. He's going to float this one deep right side. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Des Bryant high in the air to bring it in. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. It's good to make it 17-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick left. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Murray the lone setback. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. The play clock's running down. Now a play fake here on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.